Welcome in. Hang on. I don't know what the fuck is going on with this thing. Off to a bad start. Welcome to the Eric Zane Show podcast. Daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures from right here. Fear Bunker North in the heart of the Northland? Fear Bunker North in the heart of the North. It's cold in this room right now. But everything has gone as planned. And I'm just so grateful for this. To be here and not everything is a disaster like yesterday. The fact that, the sun was just minutes from had risen barely. And I'm wandering around, and then all of a sudden I realized no O'Neill. It was a bad feeling. The ground's all wet. Of course, I'm wearing Crocs. Instantly, my socks are soaked as I'm stomping around in giant piles of leaves because I didn't rake at the end of the year last year. I was talking with my wife about this, and I even mentioned it on the Patreon. The excruciating level of hopelessness as I was pondering what I was going to do without O'Neill. Oh, that is a gruesome fate, you know? And here it is, just a dog. I mean, I shouldn't say just a dog, but you know what I mean? There are times that people could be in like a life and death situation with their own life or a loved or like a human being. You know, I take it back. O'Neill would probably be worse. As I indicated, unless you are a direct family member. And I had to choose between O'Neill and you. I'm picking O'Neill every time. My God. And after he got back yesterday, as the day wore on, I firmly believe that he knew he screwed up. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I've just been gift wrapped something. Chris on the live stream just said that 8-year-old kid was missing for 2 days in the Porcupine Mountains. Look what I'm going to talk about in a little bit, Chris. Wow. It says found 8-year-old in Porcupine Mountains. Before I revealed that, he wrote, I hope that's not a spoiler. Yeah, what? How often? Okay, this is a perfect opportunity for me to explain to you. As a reminder, don't drop breaking news on the chat. If it's in your brain and you want to discuss it, I probably will too. The difference is I'm doing a show. My God. Your only job. Stevie, shut up. I've about had it with you. She says, that's not breaking news. It was on TV last night. Ding dong. I'm suggesting it could be a story I talk about. Chris says, I'm not really mad, but I'm still going to beat you up. I know this. It's early. I'm sorry. No. Of course it's something I'm going to talk about. I have to put together a show. Outside of my personal stories, I am dependent upon what happens in the world. That's how it works. So when I decide, all right, hey, I'm going to talk about this, this, and this, and you're thinking that too, this is all you have to do. This is all your job. Enjoy the show and comment on the things I'm commenting on. So if I'm making a crack about O'Neill in the woods and you guys are talking like Kenney yesterday, he's firing off a number of great jokes. Kenney has absolutely turned around how it is, how to be an appropriate audience member. He comments with jokes on the things I'm talking about. Sometimes, not all the time. Sometimes I'll be in here doing my thing, and then, hey, you guys hear about, and it's like, fucking A, dude. Please comment on what I'm talking about and have a good time. Make yourselves at home. So, like, hey, guys, guess what I'm going to be talking about a little bit later on? The fucking little kid lost in the mountains in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Hey, they found him, guys. See how the steam or the air gets let out of the balloon? And then dumbass Stevie with, that's not breaking news. I heard about it yesterday. Shut up, Amanda Light. Kenney says, I didn't even say anything, but the compliment turned into an insult in the middle of the sentence. Damn. All right. You guys are fine. I'm just busting your balls. But I do need to make that a point. You guys have been so good on the jokes as I do the show live. Maureen says, Amanda Light just made me laugh. All right. That's what this show is all about, laughing. Laughing and having fun. Oh, my God. But, no, in all seriousness, fuck. The fact that I didn't know what direction he went, and it's still a mystery as of right now as to where he went, what happened. It's also a mystery as to why I paid hundreds of dollars for these fucking GPS trackers, and they suck tons of dick. Someone suggested AirTags, Apple AirTags, and that is the next thing I'm going to do. And I don't know if they rely on the same technology. Would they, if it's GPS and I'm here in this desolate world up here, would it still have the same negative effect? I mean, would it suck because there's a weak signal? I don't know, but I'm willing to try. As the day went, okay, so I was all jacked. I did the show yesterday somehow. By the way, that was difficult to have to decompress and then do a show. That was really hard. I did my best. I hope it was okay. I got done, and then I realized there's 8 billion tons of fallen leaves all around this property, which they have to disappear. And the way we do it here is we rake them into a tarp, and then we drag them off into the woods. So I began that process, and motherfuck, you would not believe the amount, the sheer quantity. It's ridiculous. So I raked so much yesterday that my hips started to hurt. My hands were starting to get I got blisters on my fingers. Name the song. Name the song. And fuck. The goal when I came up here was to paint the inside of Fear Bunker North, but the leaf thing cropping up has taken center stage. If I don't get these leaves up, grass dies. And then, I mean, it's a pretty rustic setup here. I don't want it to look, like a former Zaniac's front yard. So, that's kind of what's been what I did for hours yesterday. I didn't set foot in here to do anything. And today I'm going to get right back at it and try to get rid of these fucking leaves. This is perfect because that's if my dad were here, he'd pick them up like one at a time with his hands and transport them off into the woods. He would love that. But no, I got to get this shit done. I spent significant time yesterday doing that. And these are the type of leaves where like they fell and then 18 feet of snow was on top of them. So they're actually still wet. The layer that's right on touching the floor of the forest or the property from like all that snow, and they're compacted down and you really got to dig with the rake. It's a fucking bitch. We got a grub problem here too, by the way. Didn't see any snakes, didn't see any ticks, a lot of very large spiders. And I'm so ridiculous because I'll be raking and I'll see them struggling to get away, and I let them go. I want to make sure that I rake around them so that I don't disturb them. You know, they're already freaked out. I don't need to scare them anymore. I'm such a little child. The suggestion that O'Neill was hiding under the trailer the whole time, I didn't think once of that, and I haven't thought about that since at all. And you saying that is the first time that I've thought about that. That is excellent. Fuck. Maybe he was under the trailer. I hope not. It still doesn't explain that fucking tracker. Just throwing him out in the middle of the woods. I firmly believe that he was never out there. Super dumb. I'm really, really annoyed with that. I charged the trackers last night, and I put them on them today. But I think they're pretty much useless. There's really not a foolproof way to see if what you're buying is going to work at all. You know, you kind of like got to get it up here and like fingers crossed, hope for the best. All right. While I'm here yesterday, it's just like a regular work day, except instead of like washing the NFK's ass, I'm out on the property doing what I can. But I brought a tape player. I brought my so that I can take these I brought the cassette tapes and I brought the tape player so that I can get the audio for this week's Who Are These Zanes? Just because I'm up here doesn't mean the normal week on podcasting is going to change. But the only thing that can happen is anything concerning a phone call. So smarter than a former drug dealer trivia. No big deal. Can't get that done. I'll do that next week. And then my dad with Dear Meathead. I just don't have the signal for phone call. But anyway, I have a January 29, 1998 Joe and the Poor Boy show. Last time we checked in with Joe and the Poor Boy, they were doing Grill Wars. This time they're in the studio for this day's broadcast. I haven't listened to a bit of it, but I dubbed all of that show down, which was about an hour of audio. I think we'll break that up over two shows. I gave about 15 to 20 minutes of that show and sent it along to Ben. And I reached out to Ben. I go, look, dude, yesterday or last week, we had a huge amount of fun with guest roaster Ryan listening to the audio and coming up with his own clips. It just, I mean, it was already a fun segment, fun show, but that element made it even more fun. And I go, are you? And the reason why I didn't want to do it or bring it up, I'm sheepish to ask because it takes time for these people. You know, it's a time commitment. And so I brought it up with Ben, and he was like over the moon. He's like, yes, oh my God, thank you. I'm like, oh fuck, Jesus. So there you go. So I'm excited about that. We will record that on Thursday. We'll have the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast on Thursday evening. I get back Thursday from this little adventure. And then we'll get all that shit done. No problem. Get it all posted. Not that hard to do. Work ahead. Continues to be fallout from the old from the Free Beer and Hot Wings audience about the lack of posting the audio that they were promised by those fucking morons. And now people from that sub are flocking to my sub. When I say flocking, I mean like 5 people. That for me, that's a lot. And then bitching about them. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. Great. I'd love it if you talk about my show, but if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. I don't care. So anyway, yeah, I've got a lot of material to post, and we'll get it done despite being up here. No big deal. Chris says, see, now Chris is talking about a topic that I'm talking about. You see how that works? And you know what? All things considered, you're actually fantastic on here. So I'm just busting your balls. Chris says, I think AirTags require other Apple devices around to create a network. Might not work well in the woods. Really? I thought you just put it on there and then it just, you know, it's kind of like the Find My app on the phone, you know? How like I can see where Madison is anytime I want when she, you know, it's like that. Isn't it? I thought it was like that. Tyler, replying to Linda about O'Neill being under the trailer, says he was probably watching Eric jump into that truck, panicking and wondering what his problem was. Ashley says, no, you just need your phone. So Chris started the show by spoiling one of the stories I'm going to talk about, and now he's making shit up. I'm kidding. I'll look into it. He says they connect through Bluetooth to other devices to locate the tag. Then he says, Google it. I will later. Aram says, when I was looking at trackers, there was something about the AirTags that had limitations. Well, okay. Either way, I got to figure this shit out. Because what happened yesterday can never happen again. The nauseousness that I was experiencing, we have some real disagreements about how AirTags work. You got Team Ashley and then Team Chris. People are picking sides. She says it works precisely like Find My Friends. Okay. I'll have to look into that. Ashley, did you find Mr. Ashley yet? Are you still on the prowl for the next Mr. Ashley? Aram is a troublemaker. He writes, I thought Tractive, which is what I have right now, was supposed to be good. Perhaps user error. Okay. All I'll tell you is this. When I pick up the phone and I try to find either of my dogs, it says on the app, signal weak, use leash. So it's calling a shot there. Signal weak, use leash. Now, it did start giving me that message until after I found O'Neill. So, no. NW980 says, I use a FI collar. Is that I don't know if that's, do I say fee or fi or fo or fum? It's like a GPS. Best thing ever. Well, that's what this is supposed to be. Kyler writes, I give it a week or two before a dog runs away at the house. I think it has to do with my internet connection because at the house it works perfectly. That might be part of the problem. Kyler said, I've chased one of these fuckers at the pool party. Yes, Kyler was there. He's one of the few people that I actually wanted there. Kyler, I wanted there. Tyler, I wanted there. It can be told now, Tyler and his lovely wife were creeped out because of fucking Dean. Boring Dean. He was so weird. And you just, that Tyler's wife was like, I got to get the fuck out of here. Concerning the next Mr. Ashley, apparently there is a courtship going on right now. And because I mentioned it, she says, don't jinx it. By the way, Ashley, you're watching the show. If you could, on your mobile device or on whatever, it's a laptop or a computer, press the follow button. You're not even following, I don't think. If you follow, then you know when I go live. Kenny laughs at being called Mr. Ashley. Chris says Ashley isn't wrong, but it still requires other devices to work. Oh, she does get notifications. I don't know. Fuck it. I'm just going to shut up. Aram says, I think you are supposed to set the perimeter you want them to stay in. You know what? Maybe it is some user error. Either way, it should tell you where they're at, and it doesn't. Tyler referring to the Dean instance at the pool party, and he says, God, that was awkward. Can you maybe in a few words describe what happened so these people can know? By the way, do any of you folks still go over to the site that was Zaniacs United and communicate with them? If you do, you shouldn't. As I understand it, it's all transgender, anti-transgender memes. It's like they're planting their flag in being anti-transgender or some shit. Fucking psychopaths. All right. While here, I realized that I am not cut out to be alone. Oh, my God, do I miss my wife. It's moments like this that you really, what do they say? Absence makes the heart grow fond. Oh, it's like I cannot wait to get back home and see my wife. For those of you, listen, I'm not even kidding. For those of you who want a significant other to share with, and you don't have it, that's fucked up. I'm so sorry. That is a tough way to live. I joke all the time, but fuck, you gotta get something. You gotta get out. Even if it's it doesn't even have to be a significant other. It could just be like someone you know. There was just a story on it was an Apple Spotlight about how there is an epidemic of loneliness and why that is. We live in an era where it is the highest amount of people who don't communicate with others, who don't, have friends, don't have a significant other, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend. It's fucked up. And I don't know why that is. And I have a theory that it has to do with technology. You know? I think the technology that we have kind of short circuits the process somehow. Now for Kenny, it's just fucking Pac-Man and Centipede and Defender. It's video games. But for the rest of you, that's technology. It's old technology, but it's still technology. But in all seriousness, fuck. I'm sitting around here and I'm like, Jesus, this is, I'm imagining myself like actually like this, and outside of the show, the phone doesn't ring. Nobody texts. And, I'm like, fuck, this would be me. I would be here all alone or even at my home in Hudsonville, still same thing, alone. And then I would start writing a Unabomber manifesto or some shit. And the next thing you know, I'm making bombs, okay, and blowing up marathons. It just seems that horrible to me. So if you are experiencing that, I can sympathize. I can definitely sympathize. Amanda says, I try to talk to Andrea. Well, yeah, but you have to be able to communicate in grunts and burps and, various guttural noises, perhaps a queef. If you did that, she might be able to understand you.
You're such a big black dick because I know you want to.
Chris says he lurks there. Amanda says, Jason wished me happy birthday yesterday. It's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Have you hit 30 yet? I don't even know. Don't tell me. You never ask women their ages. Tyler talking about his interaction with Dean. I cannot remember specifics, but I remember too close to us talking and not going away. Amanda says, I'm so good single. Are you really? I mean, what about like maybe not a significant other, but, do you have like a friend network that you're constantly talking to and shit like that? Kenny writes to his future wife, Amanda, your birthday was yesterday. Happy belated birthday then. Well, that is saying something because there was a time when Kenny used to call her like the worst things ever. That was back in the dark days of audience communication. I mean, he would just say really, really bad things, and she would say bad. It was just horrible. And now they're getting ready to bone. Amanda says, I don't want anyone messing with my stuff. That's why you like to be single? When you say your stuff, do you mean like various things that you've accumulated in the household, or is stuff another word for vagina? Can you clarify what you mean when you say, I don't want anyone messing with my stuff? She says, my household. And then she says she talks to her cat. Oh, yeah. You're too far gone. You're like fucking Brooks and Shawshank. All right. Nikki in Maine says, I have my animals and I'm too busy. That's how I like to look at it. Happy belated birthday, Amanda. Maureen says she talks to her cats, too. Oh, God. I do, too. I got cats. NW980 says, if you had not kicked Dean to the curb, he would have stopped by and you wouldn't be lonely. Oh, God. Yeah, just dropping by. I used to do that all the fucking time. He'd bang on the door. I'm like, yeah? Hey, I was in the neighborhood. Yeah, that is the rudest thing you can do. I guess Kenny referred to Amanda as a see you next Tuesday. Oh, back in the day. Oh, shit. Amanda says, I don't want to have sex with anyone because I don't think anyone would want to have sex with me. I'm gross. Oh, bullshit. I'd have sex with you. Oh, come on. Are you crazy? If I was single, I'd head over there and throw it to you right now. Oh, yeah. I'd say, listen, I've had it with this lack of confidence. I'm coming over there, and I'm going to blast right in your nether regions. And that's the end of it. You're getting dicked. Nikki says, the one person I feel like I have some feelings for more than a friend is gay. So there goes that. Well, maybe you can convince him to like, hey, look, okay, you may be into dudes, but I just want you to grin and bear it and jam it in me and then see if you like it. All right? Because I understand that, when it comes to gayness, like if I was gay and let's say Kenny's here and I wanted Kenny's ass and then like a hot chick came up and said, hey, I want you to have sex with me. I would be, oh, gross. No, I'm into Kenny's ass. So, but maybe there's a little hope. I don't know. Young Adam Schwab says, I would never just stop by. Yeah, normal people would never just stop by. Maureen says, Amanda, you need to change that inner voice. Come on. Eric's going to come and mess with your stuff, Amanda. Corey likes my curtains. Thank you. I'm glad you. I just need something to stop the backlighting. Tyler says this conversation took quite a turn. Kenny, women suck. Men do too. You can only rely on yourself. Oh, what a horrible attitude. I'm telling you, you two are made for each other. You could do a reality show. The two of you. Okay? And everybody would just fall in love with it. Just all you need is a little like Kickstarter money to set up the cameras. And, we could put it on whatever network. Doesn't matter. We can just sell the pilot. First, we just record the pilot, and we'll call it Making Gravy. The show is called Making Gravy. You two just doing your thing. It doesn't mean you have to bone. It just means the dynamic between you would be interesting and fun. I would narrate it. Kenny says you only say this stuff because you know we don't like each other. Of course. Yes. Yes, you're right. But we can watch the love grow. If I was one of these people who won like $1 billion in the lottery, I would try to get you two to fall in love. I would pay you money so you'd never have to worry about money again. But I would make this show. And it would be on OnlyFans only. It'd be a reality show, and it would start out you two hating each other, and then eventually the goal would be, and then it'd be just like The Bachelor, Bachelorette. So you'd go like horseback riding. Hopefully it would be a very sturdy horse for the two of you, and then boom, off you go. You're doing the horseback riding thing, or maybe you're like go-kart riding, or maybe just shit like that, scuba diving, and then the next thing you know, since it's OnlyFans, it'd be like a hardcore 69. Okay, that's what I think would be great. Kenny says, truth be told, I fell hard last summer for someone that still exists deep down. Fuck, Kenny, I'm sorry. And then Amanda says, Kenny, I'm not repulsed by you as a person. See, there's hope. There is hope. The world famous E-Rock is in attendance, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I always sit up a little taller when I see E-Rock is paying attention. So I like E-Rock on a personal level and a professional level. He asks, how long until the moonshine stills are set up in the woods there? Oh, my God. You would love it here. A fucking city slicker like you. Have you ever been out in the woods? I mean, there's you don't have to go far to find some nice getaway place up there. You probably head up to the Poconos or some shit. But this, it makes the Poconos look like the fucking Hyatt Regency. You're not kidding. If it weren't for the camper, it would be roughing it. And yes, you notice the Edith Bunker chair. It's the only chair I have. I call it my Gomez Adams chair. E-Rock says, I used to go camping when I was a kid, cross country, but KOA campgrounds. Oh, yes. I remember KOAs. Fuck yes. All right. Amanda has wrecked the fun by announcing, when it comes to Kenny, it repulses me thinking about you and me having sex. How does that sound? Oh, no. That's bullshit. Yeah, that's a fucking mean thing to say. You gotta, fake it till you make it. I'd have sex with Kenney, too, in addition to Amanda. I'd have sex with both of you. If I were single, I would have the Kenney and Amanda three-way. It'd be great. So stupid. All right. For those of you that are getting the show on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, I must say goodbye to you. Just know that if you want the full show, it's twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live, or download the Twitch app. Search Eric Zane Live, all one word, and you're in business. It's that simple. Follow the page, let you know when I go live. If you want, subscribe, and you'll get the show minus commercials on Twitch, because they throw a bunch of them in there. If you have Amazon Prime, you can link up that Amazon Prime account to Twitch, and then you can subscribe for free. And then you will get no commercials. That's how that works. Linking it up is sometimes a pain in the ass. I don't know, you click something, hit something, hit 3 lines and hope for the best. Take your time and read. No one does that these days. When they get to like a page or a sign up, let's say you want to cancel a service. Let's say you want to cancel something that you're subscribed to online. People go to the site and then they look at it, and then if within 3 seconds they haven't been able to cancel it, they go, "Oh my God, there's nowhere to do it." Pause, read. You'll figure it out. All right. Of course, the audio podcast. This becomes the audio podcast shortly after I finish it. You can download it on any platform. Please find one that you like and subscribe to it. If you can, rate it and review it. I appreciate that. These are all things that help your old pal Eric Zane. I have a Patreon that I post a ton of material on. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Ad-free, listener supported. So you spend a lot of time at work listening to shit, or maybe you listen to my show and I wish it was a little longer. I wish it was more material. Patreon's perfect. Patreon, patreon.com/Eric Zane. If you ever want to say hello, I do get lonely. Ha ha. Send me an email, eric@ericzaneshow.com. I'd love to hear from you. Your thoughts, concerns about the show. Maybe you want to share a story that you saw that you think I should talk about. I don't utilize a prep service or anything. I kind of just keep my ear to the ground. So if you see a story that I may have missed, send it along. I may have heard it, but if you're not sure, send it, and I might use it. Okay? But when I'm doing the show, don't just blurt it out, Chris. So there you go. For those of you, I'm going to kick you out. Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. All right. Twitter and Facebook brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, and EV. Twitter brought to you by Blue Frost IT. Concerning camping, E-Rock says, when I was 8, we had a big tow trailer. It took 2 years before my dad realized the bumper opens up to hold the tubing for the gray-black water. He kept putting them in garbage bags after rinsing. Oh, shit. You ever do that? Discover something in your house that you didn't know existed? Like you find a switch, you never knew it has a function or something like that. The fun thing is if you've lived, like I've lived in my house for 13 years, and I'm still finding shit inside of the house that I didn't realize was a thing. I was in my bedroom, and I was at the window, and I felt like my foot on the carpet, the flooring, and I took a step, and my foot sunk. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And the fucking idiot who built the house, there's a hole in the floor for a heating vent. You know how you put the thing on the floor and the heat comes out of it? It's one of those metal grates that has the louvers that you can adjust. It's a duct. where heat is supposed to come out. And they just put carpet over the fucking hole. I just found that. Now, I don't think there's a actual duct hooked up to it because there's no heat coming out of it. I can't tell that it's warm there or cold there when the air conditioning's on. But still, the hole was there, and they just put carpet over it. Carpet is holding me up at that point. What a fucking asshole. Kenny's still frustrated that the term Zaniac is no longer a positive term. You know, that wasn't my fault. I didn't do that. E-Rock says, remember when people had holes in the floor of the car? We'd put rubber mats or carpet samples over it. You could still hear the road. My dad, on my Pontiac Catalina that I had, he, in a drunken stupor, stole a fucking sign. You know, like when you're driving through an area and there's a yellow sign with a silhouette of a lady walking across the street holding a kid to tell you that, hey, look out, there's kids around here and mom's walking them, I guess. He stole the fucking sign because he needed the metal to put, and then he like banged it to fit, and then acetylene torched it to the floor of my fucking car because if you lifted the mat, you'd see, you're right, I would see the road underneath it. Oh, that is so fucked. Josh says that's where you would toss the empties. All right. What about holes in bathroom walls? Do you also cover those up? I should. All right. So yesterday on the show, I talked a lot about the baseball announcer that was talking about the N-word museum, baseball museum. I mean, it was fucking incredible sequence. And a couple of bits of follow-up on that. The stupid idiot with the beard and the dumb hat when the guy said the N-word baseball Hall of Fame or whatever it was, N-word baseball museum. It was Negro Leagues Baseball Museum, and the guy said the actual hard R word so perfectly. It was probably the most perfect use of the N-word in terms of saying it. He every single letter of that word was perfectly pronounced. I don't even want to play it anymore. I just want to be away from it. But if you haven't heard it, find it on your own. It's in the show notes of yesterday's podcast. We had a great day today. N-word League Baseball Museum and so-and-so's barbecue. I still do not understand how when the words left his mouth, it didn't go in his ears. How he didn't stop himself on the final GER. Okay. I was talking with a friend of mine who said it was huge. He said, I don't understand why TV can't do a delay. Or maybe they can and they choose not to. You never know when something like that is going to happen. It was so remarkable. And then the other dude with the beard, I found out that he's a former baseball pitcher by the name of Dallas Braden. I have heard of him, but it didn't resonate with him. And he just was like, yeah. It's like, yeah, it was great. Yeah, we had a great day going to the N-word League baseball. I mean, he didn't react at all. And I was like, how the fuck? What is going on here? I do believe that was an accident. I don't think it's going to matter. I think he's fucking fucked. The A's say they're investigating. There's nothing to investigate. It's just a fucked up slip of the tongue. No one would intentionally do that. Again, does that mean he should be fired? Well, of course it means he should be fired. Yeah, absolutely. In fact, you got to lean into it. The owner of the A's should have rushed in there and fucking hit him over the head with a bat. You know? But he should have tipped off the camera and say, hey, get a shot of the booth. I'm going in to kill Glenn Kuiper for what he said. Or go out, outside of the stadium because they were in Kansas City and tell a bunch of fucking black guys what happened and that they need to go in and kill this honky right on TV. That actually would have been acceptable. No charges would have been filed. Maureen says that word rolled pretty easily off his tongue, like he's used it often. Yeah, I don't believe that. I maybe, but I don't believe this was an intentional. Now, and I don't think you can say, oh yeah, he says it all the time because it rolled so easily off his tongue. I don't know. I can't get on board with that. Tyler says they should have had a SWAT team breach that booth and shoot him in the head on the air. Kyle says concerning Maureen about word rolling off the tongue easily, he says, you would know. Oh, fuck, Maureen. Jesus. Okay, so the pitcher, the guy with the stupid beard, he's weighed in. In his statement, Braden described his perspective of the incident and said that his silence on that matter to this point has been misrepresented. I'm going to read his statement here. If I could get the damn thing to open up. As those, and it's written like this type of, you can tell this is a big deal. It's got a baseball as the background and a baseball field. It looks like The Natural. As those of you who know me well recognize, I usually speak out about injustices in order to find understanding and push conversations forward. Yeah, no one knows you well. No one knows who this guy is. Several people have questioned my lack of response to an issue that took place on air during the pregame broadcast. He should just write, several people have questioned my lack of response to when Stupid said the N-word at Kauffman Stadium. I believe my silence has been misrepresented. I don't. Let this be a lesson. If this happens, you talk about it the second you're made aware. And you fucking, if you want to save your ass, you get outraged. He should have kicked the ass of that fucking guy. Glenn Kuiper, I keep forgetting his name. At the time of the incident, he says, I was not aware that anything in the broadcast was amiss. The nuances, this is what Ryan said yesterday. The nuances of live television mean that sometimes we as broadcasters miss some of what you, our audience, see and hear. I don't believe that. That's impossible. We have producers speaking in our ears about what is next. You should have had a producer speaking in your ears saying, get the fuck out of there. He just dropped the N-word. We are formulating our words to articulate our thoughts. We are moving direction. We are moving direction from camera to camera. We are waiting for cues. We are checking sound. We have lots going on that is not always visible to our audience. In that moment, I missed the live comment, and I was not aware of it until the 6th inning when Glenn made the apology. Wow. I would like you to know that this incident has indeed impacted me greatly. Oh, yeah, you look like a fucking idiot. First, I want to express, listen, he says, first, I want to express my support and encouragement to my broadcast partner, Glenn Kuiper. No! Don't do that. As he furthers his work in understanding the impact and hurt resulting from this unfortunate mistake. Okay. Are you suggesting that he's not aware of the impact and hurt? Of course he's aware of the impact and hurt. That sentence should say, I want to support Glenn Kuiper, who right now is in a fucking straitjacket in a padded room trying to bang his head to death against the fucking wall. Second, when issues around race occur, I'm always interested in having conversations aimed at finding, healing, and advancing collaborative discussions. I have reached out to have those conversations, and I have listened. So what he's saying is, in order to make this right for me, to keep me from keeping my, with my job, I'm going to go talk to some blacks. I have listened and I have learned. There's nothing to learn. Everybody knew it. This is just a fuck up. I wish people would just understand, or at least just come out and say it. When you speak like this for too long, you make it seem like it's something more than just a slip of the tongue, which I firmly believe it is. If Braden were worth anything, he would just say, yeah, he fucked up. Hopefully he gets to keep his job. I'm going to eat. And then that's it. I have reached out to have those conversations, and I have listened and I have learned. I will continue to seek clarity, encourage learning, and engage in dialogue to bring out the best in our diverse community. You didn't do anything wrong. God damn. Lots of comments. Wait, did he say it was because he thought the broadcast was off air because it was a genuine misspeak? This person says it was a Freudian slip. That's it. It isn't a call to action to have conversations about race. This person's talking like I'm talking. It was a simple slip of the words. Yeah, we don't need a conversation about race because some fucking dumb fuck said something stupid. Jordan says this need to make it more than it is a racial pandering at its worst. Dallas, virtue signaling at the expense of your partner. That person put into words what I struggled with, but that's how I feel too. Sean says, Negro and then the other word have different ending sounds. He clearly was saying the latter with that hard RRR sound. Well, yes, of course. And I can't explain it. I cannot explain it. Rob writes, you were literally sitting right next to him, and your head nod was awful. This person says, as someone who works in the industry, I can confirm this about what broadcasters hear and not hear. I don't give a shit if I've got a truck air horn in my right ear and a truck air horn in my left ear. If someone says the N-word in front of me, I'm going to know it. All right. The comments on his tweet are just fucking outstanding. God damn it. And I'm sorry. I laughed till I stopped. When he said that, it isn't because I like the use of that word. I hate the use of that word. Come on now. But God damn it, was that funny? I'm sorry. I laughed hard. You see, Ryan, you've got a mixed bag of opinion, our own group. Ryan says the only thing he, quote, learned was that word is steeped in his subconscious. See, this is what's funny to me, that varying thoughts and opinions on it. Kenny says too many excuses for an obvious fail. Closet racist fuck. Oh, well, then if that's the case, and now I have never done this. I mean, every time that I have said the N-word with a hard R, I have 100% it was not a mistake. And of course I've said that word. Who hasn't said that word? I don't say it publicly. People have said that word and aren't racist. You know, I'm not a racist. And if I ever said it in front of you, I would be fucking disgusted with myself. But, I mean, come on. People have said that word before. I can't tell you the last time I did. But fuck. You got to know, don't do that. Corey says, I'm going to pay some blacks to publicly say I learned my lesson and people should forgive me. Well, no, you got to do that. Like if you're Glenn Kuiper and you're Dallas Braden, you reach out to your closest blacks. Like he reached out, Dallas Kuiper reached out to Dave Smoke Stewart, the pitcher, A's legend, black guy. He said, "Oh yeah, man, he's not a racist." Kenny says, I saw a white kid call a black kid that word in middle school, and they beat the kid senseless. That's all I needed to know right there. And they should have. Ryan says, Donald Trump is always saying he's the least most racist person ever. You're starting to use that language, big fraud. The prez would be proud. Cole says, they were probably being assholes all day at the museum, saying it as a joke. That's why neither even noticed when it happened on the air. Oh, my God. Such a mixed bag. Well, look, I bring this up because of the update by Braden. And then Mike Krakow is another broadcaster. He's in the same job, I believe, as the guy who said the bad words, Glenn Kuiper. Actually, for the Giants, I think this other guy, Mike Krakow, is like the color commentator. He's like Dallas Braden for San Francisco. Glenn Kuiper's brother is the play-by-play guy for the Giants. So, guy who said the N-word, his brother does the same job for the Giants. And his partner is this dude, Mike Krakow. He weighs in. Headline. Thoughts on Glenn Kuiper incident. There were a lot of people that were hurt. Has prompted no shortage of reactions online. I think to me, one of the most interesting things of the story is the reactions. Actually, your words about this. Krakow, longtime play-by-play broadcaster, weighed in. Krakow calls Giants games with Kuiper's brother Dwayne and discussed the situation on KNBR. Krakow mentioned a lot of people that were hurt, and there were a ton of people that were disappointed by Kuiper's comment. You see, I'm not hurt or disappointed. I'm astonished. And wondered if it was even his place to forgive Kuiper. That's a tough one. Glenn Kuiper, horribly misspoken. And because of that, there were a lot of people that were hurt. And there were a ton of people that were disappointed. And these last days, I've listened to the testimony on Glenn's behalf from the guy who runs the museum, Bob Kendrick, the Negro. I said Negro. I got to say it more emphatically. Negro League Baseball Museum. And by Dave Smoke Stewart. Both these guys are black. And both these guys have respect within the culture of baseball. Now, guy from the Negro League Baseball Museum, Kendrick, he said, I don't know what's in Glenn Kuiper's heart. He did say that. But then he said, I forgive him. As I listened to the words of forgiveness in their hearts, and while I listened, I wondered if it was even appropriate for me, a white guy, to forgive another white guy for misspeaking in such a racially insensitive way. And I hope that it is. Yeah, you can be a white guy and be offended by this. I hate it when white people act like, what is that? Just because you're not black doesn't mean you can't be off-put by that. It's okay to be offended. This guy, he's kind of like, well, only black people should be the ones to have to forgive him because I don't have a dog in the fight. Well, that's bullshit. We're all adults. We know you shouldn't use that fucking word. Of course you should be able to forgive him. He says, I've known the Kuiper family for 40 years, and they're a family of farmers, he says. So I guess, if that makes it more obvious that it was intentional. Now I actually do believe it was intentional. You're saying it was a farmer? They believe that people should take on the responsibility of accepting the task of making a difference. I don't know why I believe farmers are racist. It was just a joke. They're hard workers. They don't judge people by their color or their religion or their political views. Is that true? Because where I live, I could go bang on the door of any one of about 1,000 farmers where I live, and they are going to judge people by their color, their religion, or their political views. So I don't know of the argument that farmers don't do that. That's stupid. This guy's an idiot. He says they always look for the good in the person. They care. This is them. This is their family. And they all grew up, Dwayne, Jeff, Kathy, and Glenn, with these values. When they had their children, they passed these beliefs onto them. God made a farmer. It's because of this that I will stand by Glenn Kuiper. Nobody should stand by Glenn Kuiper. Glenn Kuiper fucked up. It's up to him to turn it around. Don't stand with him. The only people who can stand with him are the blacks. White guys cannot. You stay the fuck away. Say he's fucked, and then you move on. Tyler says, kind of a joke, kind of serious. If Kuiper was black, would this be as big of a deal as it is? No, and you know why. Black people are allowed to say that, and they wouldn't say it with the RRR. They would say it with the AH, and it'd be funny. I love it. I love it when black, like if 50 Cent is on a rant and he's making fun of Floyd Mayweather and he says that, I'm like, fuck yeah, yes, keep it up. Tim Kuiper, Zeke's dad, says, just so you know, Glenn Kuiper is no relation. Oh, my God, I love this story so much. This is the story of the year. But look, move over Glenn Kuiper for at least a little bit. Bob Huggins is here. And you're like, wait, what? Who's Bob Huggins? Bob Huggins is the head basketball coach at West Virginia. He used to be the coach of the Cincinnati Bearcats. Massive rival against the Xavier basketball team. What are they called? The Saints? Xavier? I don't know. It's a Catholic college, Xavier. Huggins still hates Xavier because when he coached at Cincinnati, the rivalry was big. You know, it's so bad when Xavier plays Cincinnati, they have to do it at a neutral site because there's fucking fights that break out. Huggins now coaches at West Virginia. He was on a radio show, and the rivalry between Cincy and Xavier came up, and he said something that has Glenn Kuiper going, oh, thank God. Right, he said it yesterday, and now he's fucked. But I got to pay some bills. I got these sponsors. I'm going to take care of these sponsors, and then I have to pee. If I don't pee, I'm going to die. Okay. First of all, another reminder, the Patreon is there for you. If you are not on Patreon, please consider it for 1 month. Now, there's 2 tiers. There's a $5 tier and a $10 tier. Just go with the $5. Just spend $5 for 1 month and see if you like it. Okay? Some of you like, well, Eric, I just don't have the time. Okay, I get it. But you have to understand that the free programming is made possible because of the Patreon. So if you want to help the show grow, even if you don't listen to it, please consider that, and I would appreciate it. It is ad-free, listener-supported. That's how this show goes. I've got a number of small revenue streams that makes up one big revenue stream, and I count on them in order to feed my family, going on now 4.5 years doing this, and I'm so thankful. Thank you so much. You've to be able to do this show and tell everybody else to fuck off is a goddamn blessing. It's just nuts. Thank you so much. It's weird that I said GD and then blessing. I take that back. It's a godsend. Thank you. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. P as in Paul, A, T as in Tom, REON.com/Eric Zane. Sign up, and then right after you sign up, cancel it. You're like, what? Huh? Yeah, you get that month. I want you to cancel it because if it sucks and you just don't want it, it won't auto-renew on you. I can't, with clear conscience, do that to you. I just want you to try it. You can always sign up again and do it that way. Then, if you're like, oh, fuck yes, this is great. Who are these Zanes? The Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. This is great. I love it. Sign up again and then sign up for 1 year. And I will take 10% off of the cost. Yes, it's perfect. Now, if you want the audio plus the video, because I go live every day with video, and I have live streams for you. You can be part of the live audience on for the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. Go with the $10 a month. And you can also sign up for that for a year, minus 10%. So what was $120 for a year is $108. All the details, patreon.com/Eric Zane. Thank you to the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. If you need a mortgage, okay, this is the most efficient machine when it comes to mortgages in the United States. No matter where you are, you can get that mortgage from Mario. There are exceptions, though. South Carolina, Maine, Alaska, and Hawaii. Other than that, this is who you should call to get a mortgage from. A great friend of mine, the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. Now, all across the United States, offices everywhere. To reach them, you would call 231-332-6505. Say, Eric Zane sent me. Let's get this going. The rates are a little wonky right now. I admit that. But if you got to get in the home, you're tired of paying rent, get after it. Whether it's your first mortgage or your 10th, Mario will help you every step of the way. Or if you got a high-interest credit card that you're paying on right now, okay. So let's say you owe $20,000. And then you're getting $400 or $500 interest charge a month on top of the minimum payment. So, okay, of that $500 that you're paying a month, $480 of it is interest. Fuck, you're going down, man. There's no way you're going to be able to dig out of that hole. Get the money out of your home, and instead of paying 25% interest on the card, pay 7% interest with the money you get out of your home. Pay off the balance on the card, and then you're paying 7% over the life of your 30-year refi. That's a fucking pittance compared to what you were paying. And you don't have that type of stress. You can't live with that over you. Fuck. Go get the refi and pay off the credit card. Have Mario help you. 231-332-6505. Dale, /Dale is taking, booking people for power washing. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. Superior Cleaning and Power Washing. Call up Dale and get a estimate today for your home. Maybe you want him to clean the driveway. You got some equipment that needs to be cleaned. Maybe the landscaping stones need to be cleaned. 231-740-4098. Reach out to Dale at Superior Cleaning and Power Washing. 231-740-4098. Again, 231-740-4098. Call him. You'll hear his raspy voice say, Superior, it's Dale. And off you go. Get that done. I've got him coming over to my house in about a week. Okay. I must take a break. I see Sam the Jew is back. He just subscribed for now 8 months in a row. Thank you. Or I should say for 8 months and on a 2-month streak. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate you. Chris asked about Tim's son Zeke. That is very sweet of you. How is Zeke doing this morning? I guess Zeke was under the weather. That is the child that the Kuipers adopted after fostering the child initially after a horrible incident when the birth family, I think it was the mother, injured Zeke, causing a brain damage, and that affected Zeke terribly. And Tim now, what a fucking story, adopting him and giving that kid his best life. I love you guys so much. I hope he feels better soon. I guess he was having trouble breathing, the dude. I want to say little guy, but he's not a little guy anymore. He's a young man. Okay, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. All right. So what you see is just me, chair, microphone, couch behind me, futon, and drapes or sheets hung from windows. It's so remarkably a disaster outside of what you see here. I can't tell you how fucked up this is. There's shit everywhere. Fuck. All right, let us get into Bob Huggins. I remember this guy as being kind of like a hothead asshole and just says whatever the fuck he wants. Kind of hilarious. Who Cut the Cheese says, did Eric Zane talk about Tiger Woods yet? No, not yet. I'll get to that story at some point. I don't think I'll cover it on the free podcast. If I do, it would be tomorrow. Perhaps today on the Patreon. This guy's in trouble. This Bob Huggins. He was doing a radio show. In an interview with a Cincinnati radio station on Monday. So he knows these people. He doesn't coach there anymore. But these guys on the radio know who he is. It was on an appearance on the Bill Cunningham show. I'm just going to get to the audio, and y'all can check it out. Fuck me. It's a 2-minute clip. There's a little bit of build up to it. All right, audio check, video check. Here we go.
Hello.
Coach Bob Huggins, you're on the air. I'm sitting here with Steve Muller and the Segman.
What would make you think I wanted to talk to you?
Hey, Coach. Now, we're telling Huggins stories, but we had a cut.
Okay, so you can tell there's a real rapport with the, what do you think I want to talk with you? Ah, ha, 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 ah, ha, ha. So they love this guy.
She took a little shot at me as not being a trustworthy person. Would you want to revise and extend those remarks?
Absolutely not.
Hey, Hug.
All right. Yeah. So there's a fun dialogue between them.
I told him they thought it was misunderstood, taken out of context.
It was out of context.
I don't know. It must have been my thoughts at the time.
Now, Steve also tells me that you have the best portal transfers. Have you poached any Xavier guys to come to play for West Virginia?
Catholics don't do that.
No, we're above the fracas, aren't we? No problem.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I tell you what, any school that can throw rubber penises on the floor and then say they didn't do it, my God, they can get away with anything.
Okay, so I guess that did happen. I don't know why. I don't know why that happened or the context of it, but so he's making a reference to something that actually happened.
Rubber penis. Was this
I think that was at the Crosstown shootout, wasn't it?
It was transgender night, wasn't it?
What?
Was that?
I don't know if that's a joke. I don't know if that's a joke but that isn't even the problem. What that guy just said is transgender night. That is not the problem.
It was a crosstown shootout. Yeah, no, what it was all those fags, those Catholic fags, I think.
Okay, he just dropped Catholic F rhymes with bags, and then the other guy goes, ah ha ha!
With anything.
Rubber penis. Was this
I think that was at the crosstown shootout, wasn't
It
it?
was transgender night, wasn't it?
What?
Was that it?
It was a crosstown shootout. Yeah, no, what it was all those fags, those Catholic fags, I think.
Okay. I would never dream of saying anything like that onto a microphone. Never. Never. Have I ever talked like that? Of course I've talked like that. I would never dream of saying it in that. It's so unacceptable.
All right.
They were envious they didn't have one.
Well, Steve, your comments about Bob Huggins. Is he the best?
Is he the best? He just dropped a fucking homophobic slur on the radio. What do you think about Bob Huggins? Is he the best?
No, what it was all those fags, those Catholic fags, I think.
All right.
They were envious they didn't have one.
What an asshole to do to these two idiots. And these two idiots, they don't know what to do. So they're like, he's great. Oh, man, what a guy.
Well, Steve, your comments about Bob Huggins. Is he the best?
He's the best.
The best ever. Is he the best assistant coach you ever had?
Who?
What's up with the fucking bumping beat?
Steve Moeller.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, anybody who can rent 2 rooms, get a chair, put a pizza in between the 2 rooms so that he can talk to Herb Jones for 2 days.
All right, so these guys are. This is a old man sports radio nut hut.
Was this
I think that was at the crosstown shootout, wasn't
It
it?
was transgender night, wasn't it?
What?
Was that it?
It was a crosstown shootout. Yeah, no, what it was all those fags, those Catholic fags, I think.
All right. Then the big laugh. They're dying. They love this. That didn't even sound like awkward laugh. So Glenn Kuiper's like, thank God. You're taking the heat off me. I'm so glad this happened. I'm getting the suggestion. Is that Free Beer laughing in the background?
Rubber penis. Was this
I think that was at the crosstown shootout, wasn't
It
it?
was transgender night, wasn't it?
What?
Was that it?
It was a crosstown shootout. Yeah, no, what it was all those fags, those Catholic fags, I think.
All right.
They were envious they didn't have one.
Well, Steve, your comments about Bob Huggins. Is he the best?
He's the best.
It kind of works.
The best ever. Is he the best assistant coach you ever had?
Who?
Steve Moeller.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, anybody who can rent 2 rooms, get a chair, put a...
I got to go back to that and play that again.
My God, they can get away with anything.
Rubber penis. Was this
I think that was at the crosstown shootout, wasn't
It
it?
was transgender night, wasn't it?
What?
Was that it?
It was a crosstown shootout. Yeah, no, what it was all those fags, those Catholic fags, I think.
All right.
They were envious they didn't have one.
Well, Steve, your comments about Bob Huggins. Is he the best?
He's the best.
I could do that all day. Ryan says, by the way, great suggestion, that works so well. And I'm just going to put this right here. The Eric Zane Show would like to remind you this is a work of fiction. Names, characters, places, and incidents either are products of Eric Zane's imagination or are used fictitiously. Any resemblance to actual events, locales, or persons living or dead is entirely coincidental. Welcome to IMKO, who is here. Thank you. I think you're relatively new. Can you give me some background on you, either on the chat or send me an email? I mean, I have a face and background on every person that I see in front of me. IMKO says, you think I'm bad, man, don't you? No, I don't. I just don't recognize you. You're new. And I'm always interested in who people are. IMKO says, I'm an old Freeburg and Hot Wings listener from when you guys took over for S&M in the morning. Oh, yes, Stephanie Webb and Michael Gray. And he says he frequents Twitch. Well, I am happy. Thank you. How far back on the Twitch show do you go? Has it been since I started it? And thank you for subscribing with your Prime. Ryan says nothing worse than Michael Gray. Michael Gray is knowledgeable, but humorless and nearly impossible to listen to. And when I got fired from BBL, he delighted in that. And I will never forget that. Never. I got you fired twice. Fired twice. You suck shit on GRD. You were so bad they hired a show called Free Beer and Hot Wings. We came in there. We fucking got his ass fired. And then somehow he hops around from every radio station in the world, winds up on BBL for a short amount of time. I was made available after I got fired. And based on YouTube subscribers, they hired me off the street to replace you shithead. Young Adam Schwab says Gray and Cluck versus Opie and Anthony was the best ever. Yes, that was fun. At least I heard of them. All right, so Huggins says that. By the way, some of the comments. This person writes, Jewish F rhymes with bag, fired. Muslim F rhymes with bag, fired. Catholic F rhymes with bags. This will get no media attention, and he will probably keep his job. Maybe. I see your point. Don't know why it is that way. This guy says it's because the war on Christianity is disgusting. And shame on West Virginia if they let this slide and don't fire him immediately. Well, I think part of that is it isn't so much because it's a war on Christianity. It's just that you're talking about two groups of people, Jews and Muslims, that throughout all of their existence, they've been persecuted. And I don't think it's, I mean, you have two things in one. One of those things is not like the other. Does he need to pay? Yeah, I think so. Do I think he should be fired? Yeah, I do. In fact, I would say that what Bob Huggins said is a million times worse in scope than Glenn Kuiper. Bob Huggins attempted to hurt someone with those words. That was an I hate comment. That's someone who's someone who is like him who is hateful would say that publicly that easily. So absolutely, Bob Huggins should be fired. Tyler agrees. He says it's way worse than Kuiper. He said it on purpose and with malice. Whatever happened to Stephanie Webb? I liked her. Don't know. I think she moved. This person writes, he spits out a few slurs and the hosts go, isn't he the best? Yeah, those radio guys should be fucking fired too. You know what I would love? If for one of these times when some idiot like Bob Huggins says something, that the people on the other end of it, who are like the tip of the spear, so to speak, would actually say, I can't believe you just said that. You are quite the fucking scumbag, who actually would get offended and then nip it in the bud, as they say. This person says, seems like we got bigger issues in the world, don't we? And this guy says, yeah, like boycotting Bud Light. Am I right? Ha! This person says he sounds drunk. This person says he sounds fired. Southerners hate Catholics too, so they'll probably, because he's in West Virginia, they'll probably give him a raise. I don't know if you can consider West Virginia the South. Can you? Tobias says this is completely inappropriate what he said, but the two hosts are no better for saying what a great guy. All three should be disciplined immediately. Do the right thing. This guy writes, as a Catholic, Bob Huggins should not be fired. Yeah, a lot of people saying, it's just a joke. I don't know about that. The school did weigh in. Who Cut the Cheese says, oh, yeah, fat man Bobby Hug hates the gays. Fire him. That's ridiculous how easy it flowed out of him. Tyler says, I can't believe the host didn't dump it. Everything runs on a 15-second delay in radio, or it better. He apologized in a statement. What a stupid apology. Situation is under review by the university and the athletic department. This was on the Bill Cunningham's show. Cunningham! On the Mountaineers men's basketball Twitter page, a statement of apology appeared at 5:21 yesterday. Earlier today on a Cincinnati radio program, I was asked about the rivalry between my former employer, the University of Cincinnati, and its crosstown rival, Xavier. Yeah, we don't need the background. Everybody knows what you said. During the conversation, I used a completely insensitive and abhorrent phrase that there is simply no excuse for. And I won't try to make one here. I deeply apologize to the individuals I have offended. As well as to the Xavier University community, the University of Cincinnati, and West Virginia University. What about all the Catholics? As I have shared with my players over my 40 years of coaching, there are consequences for our words and actions. I will fully accept anything coming my way. I am ashamed and embarrassed and heartbroken for those I have hurt. I must do better, and I will. Oh, come on. No, you're not. This is such bullshit. Nearly 20 minutes later, a statement from the school addressing the insensitive, offensive remarks. Yada, yada. Does not represent our values. We do not condone the use of that language. Situation is under review. Will be addressed by the school and its athletic department. He's 69. West Virginia graduate. Also coached at Akron, then Cincinnati, then Kansas State before joining the Mountaineers. Very successful coach. 863 wins, 389 losses, almost a 70% winning percentage. Yeah, that comment, that statement. I would have, again, more respect if he said, yeah, that's a word I use all the time when I'm joking. I don't really hate the F rhymes with bags. He should have actually said it again. I mean, if you're going to get fired, he's going to get fired. If you're going to get fired, you got to just, say, hey, yeah, I use that word from time to time. You can't just say you're sorry and hope that it goes away. You got to do right by yourself, you idiot. Just lean into it. Or you can really lean into it and say, yeah, well, I hate gay people. And all Catholics are gays. Really just go off the deep end on the deal. And then they won't know what to do. They'd be like, oh, shit, he's just admitting that he hates them. Maybe we should leave him on. But the timing of this, if you're Glenn Kuiper and Dallas Braden, couldn't be better. Because if it's bad for Huggins because, everybody's going to be even more sensitive because of what happened with Kuiper. I think that ultimately, this is going to be him getting fired. It should happen sometime today. Wow. What an absolute shit show. Who cut the cheese says he's not sorry. I agree with you. He's not sorry at all. He should get pissed off and say, oh, no, I'm not sorry. I was just speaking frankly and fucking around. People I know well. I was way too comfortable, and that's the way I talk sometimes when I get that way. Do you really think that was a hateful, like lean in? Did you think that was a hateful remark? No. And besides, I'm old. That's what us old folks talk like. That's how we talk. We're stupid and old. You can't change us. There's like a cutoff. If you're 62 and above, you talk like a racist homophobe. That's how you explain Anthony Cumia. He's an old fuck. He's a senior citizen. That's what happens. Kidding. No, it's not. No, I'm not. I'm not kidding at all. It's true. He's an old fuck. All right. That puts the wraps on that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you to the Kent County Health Department. If you or someone you know or love is struggling to keep food on the table, reach out to the Kent County Health Department or whatever health department that you have near you. Now, in Ottawa County, Michigan, where I live, they might ask you, say, a pledge of allegiance to MAGA. But anyway, that's another story. Reach out to the Kent County Health Department. Either call 616-632-3200 or reach out via the website accesskent.com/health. There's all sorts of info on there for you to check out about how you, if you qualify, can have a large number of important food items on your table for free. If you're struggling, if you qualify, you can do this for as long as you want. Thank you to my friends at Kent County Health Department for allowing me to talk about this with you. Excuse me. My God, the managed IT service provider for this show is Blue Frost IT. So, you got a small or medium-sized business, and you're looking to upgrade your tech. Don't just go and start buying shit. In order to get the right tech for your equipment, you got to have a 30-minute complimentary consultation with Alan from Blue Frost IT right here in West Michigan. You talk to him, tell him what you do in your business in terms of what types of graphics cards you may need, maybe video cards, sound cards, whatever, the amount of space you need or memory, all important things. And if you just depend on yourself to figure all that shit out and just go buy something at Best Buy, you're going to buy too much, too little, or not enough. Wait a minute. Or the too little, too much, or the wrong thing. That's what I wanted to say. And then you're fucked. Plus all the time in doing that, who wants to deal with that? Just get that complimentary consultation and have Alan sort through all of that with you. That's how it works with Blue Frost IT. He'll help you get it all set up, too. And then he'll take you and make you a customer of his managed IT service provider business. And he does that for me. So if I ever need any technical support, he logs in and fixes it for me. Or he actually comes to my place of business, my studio, or room with my podcast equipment in it, and fixes it. Boots on the ground with Blue Frost IT. All right. Moving on. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but here in Michigan, a little fella wandered away from mom and dad in the Porcupine Mountains of Michigan. And hey, you know what? Some of you may have heard at the start of the show that they found him okay. You know, I was talking about my dog, O'Neill, and everybody was firing off good jokes about him eating bear shit in the woods or probably hiding under the trailer, watching me leave, like wondering where the fuck is he going. And then one of you pointed out, hey, you know what? Someone else was found. An 8-year-old was lost in the Porcupine Mountains. He was missing for 2 days. You heard Chris, beautiful Grand Rapids, with his luscious beard. God, I cannot imagine the anxiety that these people felt when this little fucker, they realized, hey, where is he? Josh says, I already heard this story on Chris's podcast. His name was Nante Niemi. I don't know if his parents are from a faraway land or what, but this skinny guy here, this is the dude who found him in the Porcupine Mountains. First of all, I didn't even know Michigan had a mountain range until like pretty recently. They're not the biggest thing. It's more like rolling hills. You know, this isn't going to be like the Rocky Mountains or anything like that, but it is a mountain range in a portion of Michigan in the Upper Peninsula. Now, this is really, really rugged terrain. My God. In the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, if you stop at a party store to get a snack, walking from your car to the front door of the store is rugged terrain. You're going to fight off elk, bear, wolves, coyotes, cougars, bobcats, just to get in there to go get a fucking Red Bull. And I guess mom and dad were like collecting firewood or something, and then the little dude, he's only 8, wandered away. He got Blair Witched. He turned around. He couldn't find out he didn't know where the fuck he was. He ends up smart enough to stop moving. And after a period of time, he sat down by a big log. And that's a Robert Plant song, by the way. And he just waited. And the poor little dude, for like overnight, he waited. And then on day number 2, this guy here with all this gear on, he found him. And then here, this is a picture of him walking him back, piggyback style. Now, all this shit that this mountain man has, that's all standard issue up there. And from where I am, up. The kids wear that at school. You know? Every kid has that, and with like weaponry, all the kids bring guns to school, and they all like, you know, that's like normal. It's a mandatory rule. You have to bring guns to school here. And look like this. And you see how lean and strong this fucker is? It's because everybody up here walks to work, and if they're hungry, they go out and just kill something and bring it back fresh. And then they eat all of it No one has electricity. You don't need it because, there's no need for a refrigerator because if he wants a turkey, just go get a turkey. From the time he gets hungry to the time he sits down to eat is about 40 minutes. In that amount of time, he'll kill the turkey with his bare hands. The pot is boiling. They throw it in the pot, and then they just boil it, and then they eat it, feathers and all. They eat all of it. It's gone. Bones, organs. That's what people here do. And because of the process of walking out in the woods every day he has to do it 3 times a day to go out and get 3 square meals, you remain very lean, strong. This guy, this young dude who found the kid, he's 104. And, he's lean and mean and strong and young looking. That's the way they are up here. The average lifespan for a person from where I live all the way up through the UP is about 300 or 400 years. The little kid visits, and he's in a place called Ontonagon County. If you looked up how many people live in Ontonagon County, I'm guessing it's a couple thousand. Ontonagon population. County population. In an entire county it's down. In 19, it's really, really dropped. In 1975, there was 11,400 people that lived there, which is nothing for a county. Counties are big. Now it's 5,868. The whole fucking county. So we are talking desolate. Kent describes these people as pedophiles. I don't know if I can go that far. I wouldn't. I don't know about that. Chris says lots of waterfalls. Kyle says he expected the Rocky Mountains to be bigger. John Denver is full of shit. Jimmy says he's over there playing with a mountain lion. Chris says those mountains are beautiful up there, but they're not huge. No, they're just like hills. I love Ken. Did you hear they found him? All right. So the search party goes out, and this is the dude that found him, this nice chap. The Michigan State Police up there organized the search party. I knew as soon as they said he was missing, they were going to find that kid quickly. You know, these are experienced trackers up there. Everybody's a tracker. He was found 2 miles from the family's campsite. They're from neighboring Wisconsin. It was a volunteer who found the kid under or near a log. The boy was there the whole time. He went missing Saturday at 1 while gathering the firewood. 150 of these local shit kickers around. Well, what happens is, you remember like on Anchorman when they go news team assemble and they like blow that conch shell? They do that there too. And then, and they don't speak English. That's how they communicate. So the state police commandant, he gathers around the locals and they got their gear and they're all like, and they're all hunched over, and knuckles are on the ground. And the chief speaks UP. And he goes, and then they all go, wah! And they just run off and they're gone. The authorities said, stay away. Like the cops actually said, we have our search team, community members, or people who want to help. It's too late. Don't come near here. See, they don't want people, the outside world, to see how they do this. It's a mystery. He didn't say it like that, though. He went, and then the people said, oh, okay, gotcha. Good to go. But I cannot imagine the anxiety. Can you imagine having an 8-year-old child and they're lost? The horrible scenarios that your brain is presenting to you about what could be happening to the little guy. What a, if you think, I mean, I almost lost my shit. Well, I did when I discovered that O'Neill was here waiting for me. I got out of the car. I was like, it wasn't long of a cry, but I definitely cried, and my tears did come out of my eyes. I was so happy to see him. Kyle writes, the thought of having a kid is awful. That's not for everybody. Have you ever thought about, side note, have you ever thought, though, Kyle, I mean, what happens if you're old and there's no one left to take care of you? Have you thought about what you're going to do? That I like the idea that my children are here to help me if I get old or when I get old. Doesn't that register in any way? Or the idea that Kyle says, that's why I have nieces and nephews. They'll take care of me. You better hope. I would start laying the groundwork now. Jimmy says, good way to get rid of a kid. This story's taking a terrible turn. Yeah, the amount of anxiety that you would feel. Fuck. Kyle says, you better hope your kids will take care of you. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I've laid the groundwork already. And I went about it like this. I said, look, if I ever get to a point where I can't survive on my own, you can't put me in a home. And I'm not going to survive that long with you. Even if it's only a few years' time. That's not a big deal. Okay? Considering what moms and dads do for their kids. When my brain becomes porridge, I'm gonna need you. I don't want to be fucking alone. I need somebody to play checkers with and talk to me. Josh paints it as the money saved not having kids will pay for 1,000 times better care than when many kids chuck you into a home. Interesting. Linda says your nieces and nephews will be too busy taking care of their parents. Bob says, I wipe your ass, you have to wipe mine. Aram says, what if the NFK is the only one left? He'll be Eric's caretaker. Oh, fuck. My God, no. Linda has an insurance policy that covers 2 years of assisted care. I only have a son. Boys aren't great at stuff like that. They'll figure it out. Can you imagine if your son had to wipe your ass, how mortified he'd be? He'd actually see where the babies fly out. Fuck. That'd be rough. I think it's easier to clean a baby's ass than it is for one adult to clean another adult's ass. My wife is such a trooper. When my mother was alive, God rest her soul, she had an accident or two when my wife was staying with her, helping her. Because as she got older, she needed some assistance. And my wife did that. My wife is such a trooper. She wiped my mom's asshole. Fuck me. I got the best wife on the planet, man. I love her so much. Jesus. I really, really grow fond. The heart grows fond when I'm away. I already said that once, I know. All right. So anyway, the boy was found. On the Patreon, I've got another person who was missing, who was found. I have questions. And that happened in Michigan, too. You can call Chris, and he'll give you the lowdown. AI voice cloning. We need to talk about AI voice cloning. I still don't understand. Did you ever hear that Selena Gomez was given a kidney in order to survive? Yeah. She was the recipient of a kidney from another child actor named Francia Raisa. Interesting. Why is that coming up? Well, there's drama between the woman who gave Gomez the kidney, Francia Raisa, and Gomez. How could there fucking be drama? She gave you a kidney. I'll discuss that on the Patreon. And whatever the fuck else I can come up with between now and then. As always, if you want all the details on these stories before I talk about them, call Chris. Thank you to A&E Heating and Cooling, Joe Martinez, 616-516-8579. Thank you, Senor Martinez. Maureen writes, gotta go. Dog with a broken leg needs rescue. Wish me luck. Oh, my God. I don't know how you do that. You are so great. You are a real trooper. A&E Heating and Cooling. Get that thing tuned up, your furnace. Damn it, your air conditioner before you turn it on. 616-516-8579. If you are in West Michigan, make this a priority, please. $79. Before you start to turning that thing on where it's on for so many hours a day, you want to get it running as efficiently as possible. A tune-up / cleaning needs to happen. Otherwise, it's going to cost more to run that thing and to cool your home. So it's essentially going to pay for itself. 616-516-8579 for Senor Martinez. Thank you for sponsoring the show. Berlin Raceway. There's racing this weekend. Let me check on this. You go to Berlin. Damn it. All right, everything stopped working. BER. To get tickets. And I want you to get tickets. You got to check this out. If you've never been, the affordable family fun of racing is spectacular. If you're new to it, you might want to bring the ear protection. They have ear protection there. You can get ear protection. But BerlinRaceway.com is where you go. Tickets just $14. At the gate, it goes up to $17. You can buy them in advance at BerlinRaceway.com. All the way up to race time. Kids 15 and under free. You can bring coolers in. And ladies are free, too, because this is the Mother's Day celebration coming up. So let's add that. Tickets are $14, unless if you're a mom. Moms are free. Kids 15 and under are free. So essentially, if you're a husband, wife with 10 kids, you're just paying $14 to get in for dad. That's awesome. The parking is free. The drinks are cheap. You can bring in a cooler with all the food you want. 12 by 8 on the cooler. No glass and no alcohol. They serve the alcohol there. This is great. What a bargain. That's right. Mother's Day this weekend. That means when I get back Thursday, I gotta get after this. The mother in my life, my wife. She's the mother of my children. Let me ask you this. if you're blessed enough to have your mother still alive, who gets the bigger accolade? Your mother or the mother of your children? Are they 1 and 1A, interchangeable? Or is it mom and then your wife? Or do you really roll out the red carpet for your wife and just don't tell your mom and you get her the fucking cherries, berries or some shit? Or fucking flowers, I don't know. I always struggle with coming up with something creative to give my wife. Adam says, my wife by a nose. Chris says, what about the mother-in-law? Oh, yes. Okay, so I'm going to go with my wife is 1, but don't make it seem that way with your mom. Make it seem like she's number 1. And then mother-in-law, you also got to roll out the red carpet for. Don't tell anybody what's going on. And then your stepmom, Joanne is like a mother to me. What are you planning to do or get for the big Mother's Day, big fraud? Looking to steal ideas. Fuck, dude, don't look at me. I got to think about that today. Shit. Jimmy says, take it camping. Let it go gather firewood. Yeah, right. Finally today, hello to M37 Hackers. A great time in Middleville. Golf simulation. All the joys of golfing. The greatest courses on the planet. In the comfort of the simulation booth. M37 Hackers. Bring some pals. Bring a cooler full of beer. And have at it. Rent a bay for $40. 269-205-2095. M37 Hackers in Middleville. Like X Golf, but less expensive. 269-205-2095. You'll pay at least $20 or more an hour for X Golf. M37 Hackers, quite a value. 269-205-2095. Look them up online. Just search M37 Hackers and get more information. All right. It is time for the asshole of the day. Yesterday, I put Glenn Kuiper and bearded dude. What's his name again? And speaking of Kuiper, Tim Kuiper, I swear I'm going to come out to see you to get my new dry erase board. Oh. Thank you in the past for coming over my house and giving that to me, but you don't have to do that. Excuse me. If you have enough, oh boy, I'm very gassy today. All right, your asshole of the day today brought to you by TC Paintball. It's got to be Bob Huggins. Are you kidding me? Fuck me. This guy. Shit. What an asshole. That is your asshole of the day, brought to you by TC Paintball. Kyle's comment concerning Mother's Day. Well, I'm excluded from this scenario. Interesting. If you ever have kids, it'd be 2 dads. And, well, you know, I mean, I don't know. Is mom still with us? If she's not, well, then maybe somebody is a motherly figure. Jimmy says, please be careful up there, Eric. Oh, I absolutely am. In fact, I have a gas can full of used oil, gasoline, and paint thinner. It's to be disposed of. And I was just going to throw it in the fire. But then I said, no, I'm not going to do that because it'll probably blow up on me. Well, I mean, I know it'd blow up on me. But I got to figure out a better way to dispose of it. I'm not going to do that. Who Cut the Cheese says 7 30-second commercials. What the fuck, Twitch? I know, they do that. What they're trying to get you to do, because for what I use on the platform, they've got to make money on it somehow. So they're trying to incentivize it to get you to sign up for Amazon Prime. When you sign up for Amazon Prime, however much that is, you'll have a tendency to shop, and they give you a free link to my Twitch. That you can link up your Amazon Prime account for free, and then you can subscribe, and then you will not see those commercials after you set it all up and then refresh it. That's how that works. I think. Fuck, I don't know. I'll just do this show. Okay. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you as always for being part of this show. If you're new, if you're new or returning after a long time away, because there's a little bit of scuttle about that on my old show subreddit. Look, thank you for checking it out again. You can email me and ask me any question, or on my subreddit, the Eric Zane Show subreddit. I'm an open book. If you've had a problem with me in the past, I'll be happy to explain myself if you have any questions. Otherwise, I just hope you enjoyed the show. Ultimately, that's all I'm concerned about, is whether or not you're having a good time listening to this show. And God willing, you will. Okay, have a good one, folks. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Surgeons keep our hearts beating. They do the amazing, help save lives, and so can you. Your CSL plasma donation can help create 24 critical life-saving medicines that can give Grandpa the chance for his heart to swell when he meets his new grandson, or give a bride the chance for her heart to skip a beat on her wedding day. Every plasma donation helps more than you know. Do the amazing. Help save lives. Donate today at your local CSL Plasma Center and be rewarded for your generosity.